Hey, how you doing, everyone? This is Les Burke, and I want to welcome you today to South Dade Shoutout. South Dade Shoutout is something that we want to do every week, just trying to reach out to everybody here and let them know what we're doing, not only in Miami-Dade County, but in particular South Dade. Today, I have an incredible guest that's coming to us from Florida Power and Light. Every now and then you might hear me say FPL, same thing there. Also, I am joined by my incredible office manager, Ali Santana. And she's going to throw some things at you at the same time. First of all, let me welcome to the show, Mr. How funny is that? Baldwyn Rodriguez, English Jr., and he is with Florida Power and Light, and getting out there and meeting everyone and causing businesses to come together. That's the synergy that he brings to the stage. Okay, prior to being at FPL, Baldwyn was at a very high-powered law firm in Texas. And before that, he attended school right here at FIU.
Yep.
So, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here. Good to be here with you. Congratulations to you on your new position here at the Chamber. So we're happy to have you join us, and I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely. And thank you for congratulating me. It's actually been a lot of fun. It's been a whirlwind. It's kind of been like drinking from a fire hose,
Yes.
Yes. But it's the excitement of it, and I have a tremendous crew that are surrounding me. So it's just I won't say it's been easy, but it's something that's palatable.
Good.
So I got to ask you, because it actually came up a little bit earlier. We're coming into the hurricane season. We're looking at storms and naming storms and things like that. What do you guys expect this year?
Boy, what do we expect? Part of me wants to say who knows, right? Because last season was so crazy with the amount of storms that we had. I mean, in terms of named storms, gratefully we didn't have any direct impact here in South Florida. So that would have been it would have been interesting coupling hurricane season in the midst of a COVID crisis where still, no one was vaccinated and so forth. So it's interesting. Every year, someone asked me, "Are we in storm? Are we ready?" It's literally a year-round process that we engage in. So right now we're in storm season, and that has certain expectations from all of our 9,000 employees. Everyone has a storm role. Whether it is on site, sleeping somewhere and helping with crews, or whether it is, at one of our storm centers and answering phone calls, whatever the case may be. If you normally have a jacket on or a suit and tie, you may have on some work boots and some jeans during storm season, just depending on what's needed. When storm season concludes, we go right into a reevaluation mode. What went wrong? What went right? What can we improve on? What do we need to add, change? And then in the spring, we just finished this several weeks ago, we do what we call a storm dry run. So we have our storm center that kind of looks like a NASA control center. It's the brain of what we do to a large extent. And when you go into that site, that facility during our storm dry run, you would believe that we are in the midst of a hurricane, because on all the big screens, it looks like you're watching, the Weather Channel or CNN. These are actors, but they're acting out this 24-hour cycle as if we're in a storm. We go through a process where we're getting email updates and so forth, and we're testing out our processes for literally an entire week just to see how things go, and then we will kind of reevaluate that.
So you guys kind of use a live TV or basically recording to get responses and make sure that people know what to do when this happens. Kind of like an AI kind of thing.
Kind of like an AI type thing, but it is real people doing it at that moment in time. As a matter of fact, in your role, you're more than welcome. It's in Juneau. It's hard for me to get people from down south to come up there, but we do it every year. And the next year, you will definitely get an invitation if you'd like to see. And we can extend that to, some board members of the chamber potentially, and everyone can come up there and kind of get a bird's eye view of what it takes to ensure restoration and continued reliability.
Very cool. Very cool. And training, as far as pushing out training, our members look for that type of atmosphere where they can learn things that will become useful for them. Do you do that?
Training in terms of for Who? I guess I missed.
Well, well, look at it this way. So as a chamber, we service businesses. Our business is their business. And so to have them know what they're going to do in the event of a storm, or how to respond, or how to make sure that their employees are doing the things that they need to do to be safe.
Sure. So we have a site called fpl.com/storm, or you can go to fpl.com/business, where we actually have more specific tips and tools for business owners when it comes to, I mean, it could be a little thing like making sure you have the cell phone numbers of all your employees. So in case you get disconnected during the storm, or someone doesn't show up, you can reach that person. There's something as simple as that, to other opportunities for continued service through maybe leveraging a gas generator and so forth, even to the other things that impact even residents, of course, clearing your lines from trees and so forth. So we do have some specific business tips that can be found on our website for business owners.
Excellent. I need to take a second because you've given us so much information. I want folks to kind of digest it. I also have to throw in a commercial or two. Allie's kicking me under the table. We've been talking about blood runs and things like that, but we didn't actually put the information out.
Okay.
We have a couple of major things that we're doing with the South Dade Chamber. First of all, and I'm very happy about this, we're going to start doing a South Dade Chamber of Commerce, Sdcc, after hours.
Okay.
Where we're going to get together with business owners and members of the community. Our very first one is going to be this Thursday.
Right.
Excuse me. At Exit 1, which is on Chrome in Florida City. And essentially, let's just get together and kind of celebrate coming out of COVID.
That's right.
But more, it's to get together and talk about things. And even this kind of thing, there are a lot of people that are probably going to want to meet you after this show. That's how powerful we are. The other thing that's a very big deal is we're going to start doing wellness fairs.
Okay.
So we have two that are on the calendar. The very first one is going to be on June 21st. And Allie's going to talk to you a little bit more about that. Help me with this, please.
Yes, definitely. So we have coming up on June 21st, our first wellness fair. And in this one, we're going to be having mammographies for every people. We're going to have blood donations. We're going to have a different variety of things for people to do, and everything is for free. So we're inviting our South Dade community to come and do any of these treatments that they can get everything for free. And actually, you can go right now to southdadechamber.org.
Very cool.
And that's what we have right now coming up. Also, why don't we say it in Spanish too?
Yeah,
because I know that our community is very, 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 it has a Hispanic background. So, para todos los que nos están viendo ahora, tenemos nuestra primera feria de salud coming up, que ya viene ahora en junio 21, el siguiente lunes. Por favor, vayan, vamos a tener mamografías, donación de sangre, prueba de anticuerpos, toma de temperatura. Todo para ustedes. También es todo esto gratis, completamente gratis. Así que están más que bienvenidos a venir. Pueden ir a southdadechamber.org y se pueden registrar.
Cool. You know, mi abuela es de Panama. Mi nombre de media es Rodriguez, right? So that's pretty much it.
You put it all out there in one shot. I love it. I'm trying to learn. I have this wonderful person in my office that every time I misspeak, I don't get my wrist slapped. Right. So I'm getting it little by little. But I appreciate it. I need one more thing from you. We have some new members that we want to invite to this tomorrow afternoon or Thursday afternoon. But at the same time, I'd like to at least give them a shout out because that's what this show is about.
So we have new members, Happy with Dogs. They can train your dog to be the best dog in your house. Obviously, we all want to have good dogs, and that's one of the animals that we most love. So Happy with Dogs, you can give them a call. They can figure out how to help your dog out and help you. Then we have University of Florida, Tropical Research and Education Center. They're right down in Homestead. They do everything research about natural resources, extension, and teaching how to treat our resources that we have down in Homestead. Then we have the South Dade Veterans Alliance, St. Peter's Community Development. Their mission is to provide and assist the veterans and their families within the South Dade community. You can give all of our new members a call. They will be more than they will help you in anything that they can. So you're more than welcome, and give them a call.
Thanks, Allie. I appreciate it. Okay. Now, I hope you don't mind, Baldwin. We just have to pay the bills.
That's what. This is great. I think that adds more value for all of the members and the community. This is great.
Thank you. You know, we've been hearing about tech, AI and Bitcoins and things like that. Can you tell me, when we think of tech and we think of FPL, you know, is there any movement to get more technologically advanced through FPL?
Sure. You know, I say the same thing my CEO says, that we're not just a power company, we are a tech company, right? A technology company that provides power. And increasingly, as the days and years go by, we incorporate more tech into our processes. For example, many years ago, if you had an issue at your house where you lost power, to a large extent, we would not know until you called us and let us know, right? So several years ago, we spent millions and millions, tens of millions of dollars, if not hundreds of millions, I don't know the exact number, to deploy smart meters on all of our homes, right? So we have 5.6 million customers, and the vast majority of 90-something% have these smart meters on their homes. So now when you go out, we know that you went out. But more importantly, if 10 people on your line went out, we know we have a bigger problem. So now we have to check that lateral line, we have to check that feeder. So a lot of times we're able to resolve an issue if you're at work before you even get home and know, you wouldn't even know, maybe see your lights flashing, but we're able to resolve an issue faster as opposed to having to wait for the customers to let us know. Another thing that we've done recently, another initiative we deployed here in Miami-Dade County is, I'm looking for a picture here. I don't see a picture I can rely on, but the biggest problem we have here in terms of reliability, it deals with vegetation on the lines, right? So we have deployed some better infrastructure on our lines that can help mitigate the impact of vegetation. And one of the things that we also do is we have these switches. So now if you have a house, this is a house, and this house is being fed by two different lines, and one line goes down, it can switch automatically so that power comes from another line. So now with less than a second, you wouldn't even recognize that anything happened, but now we're able to, deal with whatever caused the issue on the first line, put everything back, and you would not know that there was any
So when
impact.
I get these texts on my phone that says you lost power for 35 minutes, that's actually FPL telling on themselves.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. If you weren't home, you probably wouldn't know how long power was out. But I'll tell you, one of the coolest tech things is, and I have a son, 15-year-old, so he's into these types of things. One of the coolest tech things is the deployment of drones. So if you think about it, I don't know, have you received a text that said, hey, we may be flying drones in your area? Have you received those texts? As of yet? No. I received it once, and it's kind of cool. So and particularly going back to storm, after a storm, we would have to send out crews to literally look at the lines, right? So before we can turn a line on, we need to visually inspect the line to make sure that it's not touching anything that it shouldn't be touching. And sometimes you can't do that because there's vegetation in the way. So you have to call a vegetation crew to come move this tree. And it could probably take a few hours before we're able to say, all right, this line is able to be cut on. Now with the last major storm Irma, we deployed over 170 drone teams of people that were able to go out and set up the drone and fly the line within a couple of minutes, come back and say, it's okay, it's good to go, and turn the line on. So that helped us reduce our time of restoration significantly. When you think about Andrew, I don't know if you all were Andrew.
Yeah.
Think about restoration times there were much longer than they were with Irma. Irma was less than 24 hours. We got 50% of the people back on. Obviously some people, it was longer for some people, but 50% marker was that showed a significant improvement from, not even going back to Andrew, even going back to the 2004, 2005 hurricane season where we had that crisscross. So technology is impacting us every day. I mean, there's so much I can say. We could do a whole half hour on more technology.
And it's funny, it made me laugh because when you mentioned Andrew, because Allie wasn't even around.
I know. I pointed at her. I'm like, she probably wasn't even born then. Let me go back to Les and see.
Yeah. But that was a horrific storm, and the lessons learned there, we're still learning.
Yeah.
But I see what you guys are doing, so much stuff, and I'm trying to wrap my head around it.
Sure.
But as things technologically advance,
Mm-hmm.
I was up the other day. I have some friends up in the Panhandle.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this huge field of photovoltaic cells.
Yes.
I mean, huge.
Yeah.
And it just, I remembered when it was just empty land,
Yes.
but at least we're putting it on the side of the interstate.
Yes.
Not someplace where, we're going to build luxury homes or anything like that. So it's just actually making great use of it.
Yeah.
And that was great to see that. Obviously there was a little sign that said FPL.
Yeah.
But
we're in the middle of our 30 by 30 program, 30 million solar panels in the state of Florida by 2030. So we just hit 40%. We're 40% to our goal in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
1 million of those panels we have committed to putting in Miami-Dade County. We're about a third of the way there. And the other 2/3, I just visited a site where we're going to have 2 more solar facilities here in Miami-Dade County. And, we're well on our way to meeting that goal of I'd say a carbon-free electrical grid. So we're working towards that.
That's incredible. And to reduce that carbon footprint and to do it on such a large scale.
Yes.
My family's down in the islands in St. Croix. And, when storms go through there, it wipes out the infrastructure, not just the generation, but the transmission.
Yeah.
And so now we've gone to running cabling and everything underground. Solar power farms, and it's just wonderful to see.
My family's from Jamaica, so I'm always interested to see what's happening in the island. So I wasn't aware of that in St. Croix. That's good. I can't wait to get back there and kind of just, you look at things differently when you're in the industry. I look at power lines and so forth. So I would love to visit St. Croix one day and see how that's looking.
Come on down. Just let me know. I'll set it up.
I'm free on Tuesday.
Okay. So I have to ask you another question. All of these things cost money.
Sure.
So rate structure wise, you hear about changes in rates and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit of what FPL is doing with that?
Yeah. So every so often we go through a rate making process, and probably most businesses that are watching us right now, if you want to expand your business or you want to do some type of upgrade, you can just save for it, or you can build it into your rates. I think Chipotle just said they have to raise their rates by 4 cents, right, to accommodate some increase in pays, which I have no problem paying an extra 4 cents or so. But as a regulated entity, we don't have the freedom to do that. We have to go to Tallahassee and say, hey, here's where we spent money. Here is where we'd like to spend money on X projects going forward. And here's the rate we need to charge to be able to make all of these investments into the grid. So we're going through that process right now. So when you look at the solar farms, when you think about all of the hardening, we're replacing all of our wooden poles with either stronger wooden poles or in more cases, concrete poles. We are increasing we have increased the efficiency of our plants and so forth. So right now we've invested money into the grid over the last several years, but we're paying less today than our customers are paying in 2006.
That's crazy.
Right. So it is a crazy stat. I mean, the only thing you could pay, I don't know, maybe a flat screen TV costs less now than it did in 2006, right? Because of the technology, but everything else, gas, food, everything else costs more. But our investments have been able to drive our costs down to a large extent. And this process that we're going through right now, we envision that, we'll be able to maintain. Right now, our rates are 30% lower than the national average. And even considering this rate process, we believe we will certainly still be significantly below the national average while providing a better value. So we're not experiencing what they're experiencing in Texas right now and telling people to cut off their AC. Mm-hmm. And certainly some of the challenges that California has had, we're all aware of. Our grid looks good. It's brand new in most cases compared to a lot of other states.
So as a business owner, if you're thinking about growing, that's more or less an incentive. You can potentially save funds or maybe even pay the same if you sit down with one of your analysts and go through how to save and how to work and how to be more efficient using their electricity?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely offer a lot of free services for businesses and residents alike, where we can, and I'll give you a business electrical analysis. As a matter of fact, we just did that with a lot of nonprofit organizations and have literally cut checks back to a lot of nonprofit organizations they had signed up in the wrong classification and so forth, and they were paying taxes where they shouldn't have been paying tax. I mean, we gave back lots of money, that was collected because they were in the wrong area. So our goal is not to overbill or anything like that. We want it to be as accurate as possible, and we encourage our business owners to take advantage of our energy analysis that we offer for free.
That's shocking, Baldwin. Oh yeah, and the pun was intended. So, wow, I'm really happy to have you here. I'm sure we all are. What we've learned, and we need to have you back, because I'm sure there are other programs and other things that you can enlighten us on. Power, especially coming into the summer, is going to be a big deal. Running air conditionings, which we don't have to worry about heat,
right?
But our big deal, especially July and August, is running those ACs. And I'm interested to see what happens. This will be the first year. Well, yes, last year everyone was home. So there wasn't a lot of traveling, now that I think back about it. But how did you guys do with that?
So last year, it was interesting because you had a lot of power that was not drawn down on buildings like what you see, behind us here. But you certainly saw an increase in our residential, so from a generation standpoint, we didn't have a significant impact. We can handle the increased load at the houses, residential units, primarily because we planned for it, but also because we had a far lesser impact from the businesses. But beyond that, part of what I do in my day-to-day is engaging with elected officials and so forth, but a big part is engaging with our nonprofit communities, right? And we were very intentional last year in engaging with our nonprofit businesses as well, in terms of redirecting donations, whether it was laptops for kids because everybody's home, whether it was monies to organizations like Farm Share down south to help them with their really increased demand as a result of COVID. So I think that we were just trying to be the best community partner we could be last year in an intentional manner to really address the issues that people were facing and continue to face to some extent.
For us, that's being a community partner is huge. And we do thank you and the organization for doing that, especially our small partners. Everybody at one point or another was struggling, and to be able to get through, and then knowing that you have the big guy behind you that's not really looking to punish you.
Right.
It was nice. It was nice to see. So I really want to thank you guys, and you can pass it up and tell them it came from me.
I will. I say Les said so.
I got to kick it back over to Allie. She's kicked me one more time in the ankle here.
So one more thing. So tomorrow we have our Sdcc new members orientation. Thank you so much, Baldwyn, which is part of our board of directors. And tomorrow we're going to have from 9 to 9:30 this event. Also, starting next month, they are going to start being in person, because we want to kick back and actually start now having everything in person again, so people are able to network with other members. So we're going to have that tomorrow at from 9 to 9:30. If you need more information about that, you can go to saudichamber.org. Also, you know what I forgot completely? From One Blood is going to be actually on our event on Monday, June 21st, and they are going to be giving to everybody that donates blood $20 gift card. So you're more than welcome to go. Please help us with this. It's very important for you to donate blood, because from this you can save lives. We're very committed on helping the South Dade community and bringing more business to it. But also, at the same time, it's very important to keep track with our community and actually help the community grow and keep healthy, So thank you so much for everything. And thank you so much for having me here today.
Can I just say hello to Jim? Jim Haas. I saw him leave a note. Jim, he's just a customer, had an issue, and we were able to help him out. He said, "Hey, buddy." So, hey, buddy, right to you as well, Jim. And I'm a blood donor person. I am a universal donor, so I always feel kind of guilty, like I need to always give because somebody needs it. So if I'm in the area that day, I will definitely stop by.
Very, very well, very good, super. I'm really excited about what we were able to accomplish today, and we're going to do this every week. So please come back over and over again. The other thing, though, that is just as important, we're going to start meeting face to face again. Okay, get yourself vaccinated. All right. Come on out. And it's not always about business. Sometimes it has to be about just being people. So we invite you. We're going to be doing these events every week. We're going to do breakfasts. We're going to do lunches. Come out, meet us, sit down, learn from us, associate with us, and quite frankly, have a great time.
Oh, and for that also, we're providing on Monday vaccinations to everybody who goes. If you want to get vaccinated, you are more than welcome to do it. It's very important so all of us can get out there and start socializing again.
Thanks, Allie. And thank you, Baldwyn. I really do appreciate it. Sure. And let's do this again.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this again. All right. Thank you, everyone. We really do appreciate you spending your morning with us. Like I said, we're going to be back every week. We're going to bring a new person, and we're going to shout out because this is about South Dade. And this is about us getting the word out to you. So, South Dade County, shout out.
Gracias.